Hey guys, this is Illusionist Jason Bishop. I am back discussing another piece of magic. In this case, it's from Mission Impossible 1 with Tom Cruise from 1996. I remember when this came out, a lot of magicians were talking about it, that there was a magic trick scene in it. I remember it was a big deal at the time. Obviously, I was a kid at the time, but it was just all over the place. People were talking about how cool it was and what have you and stuff. Obviously, we didn't have YouTube and the internet in that way at the time, so you just had to go to the theater and check it out, and maybe when it came out on DVD, you could rewind it a few times and check it out. And CD magic was pretty big back then. You know, Danny Cole was doing CD magic, and Danny Cole's obviously a great magician still to this day, doing really innovative, artistic magic of a really high level. And you had Murray Sawchuck as well. He was doing CD magic at the time. I think Murray still does his CD act. He won a lot of competitions at the time with his CD magic, and I remember competing with him once or twice actually at different places, and he would do a CD magic and did very well with it. And obviously Murray is in Vegas now. He's done quite a few shows in Vegas, I think, at this point. So again, I am a professional illusionist. I've been performing magic for well over 10 years. I've toured the country in theaters. I've been on cruise ships. I've done tons of colleges, as well as 2 successful shows in New York City at the famed New Victory Theater. And now in between preparing for shows, doing shows, working on new magic, and traveling, I pull up videos online like this. I watch them and I give you guys my thoughts on them as a professional illusionist. So let's take a look.
You're not going to any meeting without me.
My contact is extremely shy.
I don't think you're in any position to give orders. Do you? Not while I'm holding this.
Krieger.
They're good.
Oh, you mean this?
That's not the least.
Oh, what's the matter? You've never seen this trick? Where'd it go? It's gone.
What?
You? No?
Oh, come on.
But not too far. I know what you're thinking, Krieger. You're thinking back in the computer room. I was up here. He was down there. Yes, and he was. He was carrying 2 discs. It's so hard to keep track of these things.
Where is it?
Do you actually think I'd let you have the knock list?
Try any sleight of hand with my money, I'll cut your throat.
Krieger did have the knock list?
So that's the scene. I thought it was a really good scene. I thought it fit the movie really well. I thought it showed Ethan's competence really well. You know, you want this guy who's ready for anything as such. Would you really be ready to do those pieces of magic the way he did them? No, I don't think anybody would be just prepared on the fly to do that. Could you do it very similarly to how he did it? Yeah, I think you really could. If you wanted to recreate that scene on stage or what have you, yeah, you could almost verbatim recreate exactly what he did. A magician could do that. So it wasn't a bunch of weird CGI and fakeness that way. Some of the magic there did take place in one shot. So if you see an object in someone's hands and then they pivot to a different angle and then they've concealed it and they open up their hands and it's gone, well, that may not very well be an actual technique. That's just, you know, camera editing as such like that. Now when he waves his hands out and the thing's gone, yeah, then that very well is real magic. And I think he did learn these things. Obviously, we all know, if you're familiar with with Tom Cruise much, the dude is super intense and he learns tons of stuff. He does a lot of his own stunts. I mean, the dude broke his foot on the last Mission Impossible and kept filming and stuff like that. He's clung to the side of airplanes. So it's well within Tom Cruise's capability to sit down and learn how to do a magic trick. And the guy will do anything for his craft, which is a great lesson for any performing artist, I think. And so did he learn that? Probably. It looks like he did. Now, some of the things like making it reappear in different places, especially the girl's waistband, could you recreate that as a magician? 100% you could recreate that. Could you do it the way that he did it in that movie? No, not really. Not from what I saw. I checked the angles, where he was, the approach, his hands, his handling, and no, that was a piece of movie magic, and that's perfectly fine. It's interesting because Tom Cruise plays a spy in this, and of course Sun Tzu said that all warfare is deception. So spies use deception all the time, and famously in Mission Impossible, you know, Ethan Hunt and some of the other characters will rip off their face and they'll reveal that they, you know, are a different person underneath and stuff. And I actually met a dude who did do that. He was a Navy SEAL who then eventually became a spy for the NSA actually for years and went to hot spots around the world. And he had a mask. It's in the International Spy Museum in Washington, D.C. His name's Clint Emerson. I actually did a podcast with him, and there's a video of it on YouTube. It's a show called Can You Survive This Podcast? And they interview you, and then he gives you a scenario at the end, a customized scenario to see if you can survive it if you're in a terrorist attack or what have you. So he put me through one of these scenarios that he customized for me, and you have to check it out to see if I survived his scenario. So Clint was actually a magician when he was a kid, and he did birthday parties. He went to like the mall kiosk and got, you know, cards printed out with, you know, a rabbit coming out of a hat or whatever it was, and he would charge whatever, I think $50 or something like that for, you know, which is a great job when you're a kid. You know, you can earn quite a bit of money just doing birthday party shows and local, you know, club shows and stuff like that. But anyway, he became a SEAL, and then he became the spy for the NSA. But he had this mask that you could like rip off, like I said. And if you go look up Clint Emerson NSA or Clint Emerson Navy SEAL, you can probably see his mask online, and he looked like a completely different person. And it's pretty fascinating. I'm not revealing anything I shouldn't. This information is all out there. Obviously, it's always fun to see magic in a movie like that. It'd be cool to have a few more magicians that are actually that cool, as cool as Tom Cruise is. I think it would elevate even a little bit more the status of magic. Obviously, when you have guys like, you know, Shin Lim or David Copperfield or David Blaine especially, that are kind of cool, that are just cool guys. If they were in music or in movies, they'd be relatively cool guys at that point as such. So if you can have somebody who is kind of cool in magic and then actually does really good magic, I think it makes magic a little more attractive and palatable to a lot of people actually. So, you know, nobody wants to hang out with a guy with wearing a card vest, I don't think exactly. If you guys would like to learn magic or get some new magic tricks, there's a link below in the description box. It's for Vanishing Ink. This is an online magic store. This is for beginners, intermediate, and advanced magicians. If you get something, it is an affiliate link, and so it'll help out the channel a little bit. But if you don't want to get anything, don't feel pressured to. I appreciate everybody who's subscribed or liked any of my videos. I do appreciate that. I want to take a moment to thank you for doing that. Obviously, I'm trying to do something a little bit different here. I'm not going through tricks and revealing things. It's a little bit more about how magicians perform, really, not so much the techniques they utilize. There are tons and tons of resources for that, but I don't think there's tons of resources about the showmanship and performance of magic, and so that's what I'm trying to discuss here. So thank you guys very much for watching this video. If you did like it, please destroy the like button. That does help out. Hit subscribe if you want to see more videos, and hit the bell if you want to get notified. Thank you very much, and we will see you in the next one.